Welcome back to another episode of Big John's Cooking. Today we're doing a beef vegetable soup. Stick around, it's gonna be fantastic. Alright, start off, I got me some beef bones going here. We're gonna create a little stock to go with our soup. It's just water right now. I'm gonna let this go, and any foam that comes to the top I'm gonna scrape off. I washed the bones, so anything in the impurities are gonna come to the top of the water, and we're gonna skim that off, and we're gonna keep the rest. All right, this is my beef. This is chuck roast. Love chuck roast for everything. Makes wonderful beef soup, beef stew, beef roast. It's just an awesome piece of meat. This is also chuck roast, but I got it marinated in some Worcestershire and garlic. I had this in the freezer, I pulled it out. Said, hey, I want some soup. It's a nice day out today. It's nice and chilly. We're gonna toss in some mixed vegetables. Put these back in the freezer. Gonna be a minute before we need those. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is cut this up in some nice chunks, and then we're just gonna start searing it off. You know, we're not looking for a whole lot of color, just want to season it up and, you know, seal in that seasoning, get that started, get that browning process started. Like I said, I'm not looking for a whole lot of color, just to get it started before we add our liquids. We got some tomato products we're gonna add to this. I got some stewed tomatoes, just to have, you know, some of those in there. Walmart brand. We just get some nice and some puree tomato. I wanna, you know, have a real hearty tomato base to my soup. And gonna put a little mushroom seasoning in there, you know, add a little extra umami to it, and a little celery, you know, a couple of stalks, just to add that flavor to it as well, along with my veggies. Love a little celery in my soup. So let's get this game started. Give you a little idea of what I'm gonna do with my meat. Just gonna cut about about 3/4 of an inch, somewhere in there. And cut them off into nice little cubes. We'll have this fat sitting off here. We're gonna put that in the pot first and let that render. Use that. But it's all gonna go because we want that flavor. So basically an idea of what we're gonna do there. We're gonna make it nice, and we're gonna cook this meat until it's just tender, melt in your mouth tender. So let me finish this up, and I'll bring you back when I get ready to get started. I just had to show you how pretty that meat is on the inside of that marinated roast. I mean, it looks real good. Look like a prime rib to me. That's gonna be delicious. But I failed to mention the cabbage that I'm gonna put in there, and I'm gonna slice this up nice, and we'll be adding that in there as well. But I'm not ready for it to go in just yet. So I'll bring you back when we go to put that in. And we're gonna be going in a Big Daddy pot, deep batty. She's big boy. We're making a lot of soup today. We're gonna make a few gallons here. So we're gonna need a lot of pot to work with. So I'm trying to get this nice scorching hot, and I'll bring you back when we get started. Alright, beef bones are going pretty good. I'm gonna turn it down to a nice simmer. I've skimmed off all the foam. You know, back in the day, that would just got stirred up. That'd have been part of the flavor profile. You know, these days they call them impurities and get rid of it. I'm not looking for a clear broth, but that's mainly what to get rid of it for. But you know what? I still say that's flavor. But I got rid of it anyway. Let's move on. Alright, we're gonna add a little bit of oil in here, just a little bit. Move that around a bit. That pot's screaming hot. Alright, we're gonna start it with the fattier pieces. We're just gonna stir it around this pot. Good sizzling sound going there. You're trying to get color on meat. That's the sound you want to hear. All right, start stirring this. We'll move on to the rest. We're just gonna add and add and add as we go. Grab that old trusty wooden spoon. Hoping I don't get popped. Doesn't like old grease splatter in your face. That'll wake you up. Trust me. Toss in a little bit more. Like I said, we're not looking for a whole lot of color. Just trying to work it out. I get this taken care of, I'll bring you back. All right, we're gonna start seasoning up a little more. Got our accent going in. You knew that was coming, didn't you? A little bit of salt. I got some beef broth base, sorry, that I'm gonna be adding to this. So we're not gonna add a whole lot of salt. And our mushroom. And that's got a little salt in it, so we're gonna put a little bit of that in there with the tomato, and I'm putting the beef base in with the bones. So let's get this stirred up. Looks good. I'm gonna go in with the tomato puree. And with that, we're gonna add a little water, just a little extra water. Like I said, we're gonna be, got a lot of salt in there. And we also, well, the veggies, it's gonna be plenty of liquid going in here along with the beef base and the bone stock. Yeah, this is gonna be great. Crushed tomatoes is next. And I'm gonna put all the veggies in at one time. But we're gonna Give this a little time. Celery probably be the only thing I'll put in there right off the bat, because I want it to cook down with the meat and lend its flavors to everything. So I'll bring you right back. Alrighty. Celery is going in. Alright, we're gonna let this go for a little while. I'm gonna cover it up. Turn down to medium low. Let this go for a couple of minutes. Then we add our broth and our bones. Oh yeah, I said bones. Everything's going in. Looks lovely. Stir. Yeah. Ah, that's hot. Trying to burn my fingertips off. Should have known. Metal pot. Sitting on the stove. It's gonna be hot. I want to cook all that leftover collagen and stuff off them bones. Get all the flavor I can out of those bones. Add to my soup. Alright. Let's put our veggies in there. Sorry about that. Any extra noise. On in. Big pot of soup. Beautiful. Now we're gonna let this go for a couple hours. Stirring it from occasions, and we may add just a little bit more water to it. We shall see. Alrighty. Gonna add the cabbage in. I gave this a little taste for seasoning. And it's perfect. If I should say so myself. And I did. All right. It has been going for a couple hours now. Nice and smelling delicious. I've had a couple of bites here and there. It's just simple, home-grown delicious. Look at that. Awesome. I already know how wonderful it tastes. Put a lid on this. Let that cool down. All right. Give this a quick taste. Still hot. Ooh, that's really hot. It is absolutely delicious. I think you really enjoy this. If you like this one, give me a thumbs up. Tell a friend about me. Subscribe if you haven't. And give me that thumbs up. I really need it. It'll help the channel out. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.